We're at the confluence of the Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela Rivers at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Indianapolis Colts. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. They'll run for the first time with James Conner. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
The pickup, 2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Darius Leonard, the linebacker, able to break that one up.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. This is Johnson. He's got it. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first.
That's good.
Well, that'll get him the first down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Let's bring it. Mike, 53. 53. Mike.
From the gun, a give to Conner. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. There to stop him was Darius Leonard.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to the huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up.
Brings up 3rd down.
They'll try and run for it with Conner. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized.
A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They may have thrown the interception, obviously less than ideal, but I think they also sent a message that they're going to push the ball downfield in this one.
Yeah, not afraid to take their shots right away, huh? What was that, like a 9-9-9 route? 9 meaning go? Just went ahead and went for it. Didn't work out so well because it certainly appeared the defense was prepared. But I'm with you. Okay, so it didn't work this time. Doesn't mean we won't try it again later.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor. And this is going to double their room to maneuver, able to get it from the 5 to the 10-yard line.
He was brought
a quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down. Eason, he'll find Taylor. That's complete. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. Rookie quarterback, rookie running back. They team up there to pick up the first.
First down, Colts.
Marlon Mack, his first carry of the game. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. It was Mike Hilton up to make the tackle.
He was brought down at the
end result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
On second down, it's Mack. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Good pickup there by Marlon Mack, and he was a 1,000-yard runner in 2019 and has been very consistent in moving the ball for the Colts. Last 2 seasons, at least 8 touchdowns rushing each year.
Mason gets hit and the ball pops free. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. You think about it, Charles, this is not a quarterback that's used to running the football a lot, and that time he was loose with it, had it knocked free.
He always has to think to himself that there's always going to be traffic around because of what you just said. Not that elusive, not going to get into the open field very often.
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darius Leonard, the linebacker. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
They'll take over.
But to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline, and now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
First and 10, Taylor now. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
A gain of 4.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play there for Indy. 43 yards on the ground. First and goal from just inside the 5. They'll run here with Taylor. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up second and goal.
Down just shy of the goal line. A gain of 3 brings up second and goal.
They'll run it with Mack, and he takes it in for a Colts score. Marlon Mack with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Colts are going to take a first quarter lead. Pete Carroll in that familiar hands-on knees pose. His guys will go for 2 here. That's caught at the 3. And he will get into the end zone again. And he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And a short kick taken at about the 16. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
The Steelers take over first and 10. At their own 36-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? And maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
They run for the first time with Benny Snell. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 6.
And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns into a first down.
First down saves them from a 3 and out. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Completion here to Claypool. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
That's another Steelers first down. First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
1 quarter down, 8-0 the score.
Into the first quarter with the score Colts 8, Steelers nothing.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. Roethlisberger will hand the counter. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17.
James Conner.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple, down to the 15-yard line.
A 2-yard pickup.
The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Roethlisberger now off the bootleg. And he fires one incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, is intended target. But it'll be 2nd and goal.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
And now 3rd and goal following incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. The Colts D sticking to their assignments, and that brings up 4th.
You could tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Boswell's kick is good. And they get on the board, trailing now 8-3. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, Parker, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
2nd and 6 at the 23-yard line.
On 2nd down now, it's Taylor. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
18 on the play.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
1st and 10, Eason. And his throw is incomplete. Trying to get that one to his running back, Marlon Mack. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
That's complete to Jack Doyle, the tight end.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And Pete Carroll looks like he likes his chances with the offense on the field. They're going for it on 4th. They'll run for it. It's Taylor. And some space here. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive? 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Here's Eason off the play fake. They'll roll him out right. Now he'll pull it down. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. Now Taylor, and only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Taylor, the ball carrier.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Here's Eason to throw. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 19. A gain of 11 that time and a Colts 1st down.
11 on the play.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. They'll run with Taylor. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Jonathan Taylor, the ball carrier.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
T.J. Watt.
Well, partner, they've been running it well the entire game, and the big guys up front, they're a huge reason why. And now they're reaping the benefits as they continue to open up big holes and gain nice yardage.
On 3rd down, here's Taylor. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
Brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Now Aldrich Rosas for the field goal attempt. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
25-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Roethlisberger. And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender. From there, he doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Pete Carroll in that familiar hands-on-knees pose. His guys will go for 2 here. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more.
19. Steelers 3.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
Deontay Johnson on the return. The Steelers take over 1st and 10.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Down left side on the swing pass. The first down screen pass, good for 5. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Second and 5.
Snell on the shotgun handoff. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
It's a gain of 3.
3rd and 2. Now Roethlisberger. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. A pickup of 5 that time and a first down.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
To throw here, Roethlisberger. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Corey Willis. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. They'll run the screen with Mack. And he is going to lose yardage here.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Oh, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away. They stuck it in the end zone. Keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Roethlisberger will throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Johnson. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
49-yard line.
On first down, it's Roethlisberger. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Johnson the intended target, but it's going to be second down.
Similar to a shooter in basketball who just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll make it a second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Flush to his right. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Now I'm starting to wonder, Charles, if 5 interceptions, is that the last that we've seen of him?
Well, I think that a lot of people hope that's the last they've seen of him in this game, probably including himself. If this were baseball, the manager would have been at the mound already and asked for the ball, and he'd be in there getting a shower. But in football, you might have to go stand on the sideline and watch the rest of it and see if your backup can do any better.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
First down pass. Intercepted. The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
After the interception, here's Roethlisberger, able to hit his target, Claypool. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room.
2nd and 2.
And Boswell's kick is good. So a late turnover leads to a quick drive, and in turn that quick drive leads to 3 points.
So someone makes a mistake, but how about the other side learning from that mistake, taking care of the ball, and making sure they put some points on the board? Well done.
And this carries into the end zone. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They run once more with Taylor. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
To throw on third down, Eason. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 3 yards all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on third down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
On the return, Johnson. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll start the drive with a give to Connor. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
They were looking for Johnson that time, and it's 2nd down.
Push him back. Push him back. Shift.
Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Eluding the pressure right. Looking deep here for Ebron. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Corey Willis. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit some.
A throw for Pittman is intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. There he goes left side. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown.
I think this is where you have to have the term situational football in your head, because this game is pretty much in the palm of your hand, and the one thing you can't afford to do, turn the ball over. Now you've given the patient a little bit of a heartbeat, haven't you? And now they're feeling it, and they're back in this game.
Yeah, still a little bit of a lead, but that makes things more interesting. We're still just in the third quarter here. And they're going to get the two-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further.
Steelers 14.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This taken in about 4 yards deep.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. The third quarter has not been kind to them. After they built that lead at intermission, they've seen that lead shrink.
And how much of that is simply execution?
Accelerating, and off he goes. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of?
Eason gets hit, and the ball pops free. And it looks like Steeler football. It is.
Well, that two-point attempt failed due to the fumble, but people can't see this, but you've got a ball in your hands now, and you've got a thing locked in pretty well. You've got it covered up.
I love having a football in the booth. I always hang on to it. Makes me feel like I actually played back in my day.
Well, you probably could have. If you'd run that play, you would not have fumbled, I can tell you that.
Maybe.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Ben leaves to counter on the draw. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 12, Roethlisberger. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive. Cameron Hayward in on the tackle.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Taylor. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
On 3rd down, Eason. And that will be incomplete. And that one off the mark, a little late with a throw. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Johnson on the return. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track? And now here is another interception. Picked off by Corey Willis. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl. When you have 4 in one game, I mean, talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced watching this one.
Joe Hayden there to bring him down.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the Steelers' 23-yard line.
2nd down. Here's Eason. Steps away to his left. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. He was looking for Michael Pittman that time, and it's 3rd down.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
To throw on 3rd down, Eason. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought...
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards. Roethlisberger going to get that to Ebron. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. On 2nd down, it's Snell. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. Now it's Roethlisberger. Looking for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy to turn to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Flushed out right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Bud Dupree make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Out of the gun, here's a give to Mack. And he's got this down to the 35. A gain of 13, it's a first down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
10 more there and another first down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. On the draw is Taylor. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. He was starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
From the gun on 3rd down, Eason. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
of 32 yards.
Rosas' kick is good. And that will swell the lead to 16. So they settle for just the 3. But clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off. But it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at the 40. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football. Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
The Steelers will go. It's Roethlisberger. Flush to his right. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Darius Leonard, the linebacker. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Count them now, 6 interceptions between last week and this week. Now, the 3 picks last week helped them to a win. They're in the driver's seat once more.
And they're the ones that are doing all the leading, aren't they? Right? The 3 interceptions last week, that led to a victory. 3 interceptions so far in this game, that has them out in front. We often think of the offense driving things. In this case, it's the defense, not just holding teams, but creating big plays for themselves.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 40-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Check 55, come on. Check 55, come on.
They go to the ground again with Taylor. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. It was Minka Fitzpatrick that time to break that one up. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. On
1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger, eluding the pressure right. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Johnson. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 18 more yards there and another first down.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. To the right side to Eric Ebron. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Chase Claypool, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. A very pivotal 2-point try that does not go their way. Now it's a big uphill battle for the rest of the 4th quarter.
The attempt was to try and make it a 1-score game, right? Touchdown, get 2, and now you've tied it up. Instead, they don't get it. Still down 10.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no thought of a return here for Hines.
Their own 25-yard line.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. The Colts in victory formation now as they take the knee. So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
No, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about is, let's get 5 next time. They're going to be on the hunt.
So for Indianapolis, they pick up win number 7 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, it's a tough blow to their playoff aspirations as they drop to 9-6. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.